Have you ever wondered where the tradition of dressing up and trick-or-treating on Halloween originated? To unearth this mystery, we need to turn back the hands of time to over 2,000 years ago, to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. For the Celts, November 1st signified the start of a new year, marking the conclusion of summer and harvest and the advent of a long, dark and cold winter. But it was the night before the eve of Samhain that held a special significance. The Celts believed that on this night, the boundary separating the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. It was a night when the deceased could return to Earth, causing havoc and spoiling the harvest. To counter this, people would dress up in costumes and light bonfires to ward off these ghostly visitors. This ancient festival, it turns out, laid the groundwork for the Halloween we know and celebrate today. But how did a pagan festival become a mainstream celebration observed by millions worldwide, you may ask? Well, it was the transformative influence of the Christian Church that brought about this change. The Church, in an attempt to replace the Celtic festival of Samhain, introduced All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows or Hallowmas. This was a day to honor all saints and martyrs celebrated on November 1st. But the recognition of the dead didn't stop there. The Church introduced All Souls' Day on November 2nd, a day strikingly similar to Samhain. This was a day to remember and pray for the souls of those who had passed on, and it was marked by big bonfires, parades and dressing up in costumes, much like Samhain. The night before All Saints' Day, the traditional night of Samhain, took on a new significance. It became known as All Hallows' Eve, a name that over time morphed into the familiar term Halloween. The fusion of Celtic, Roman and Christian traditions gave birth to the Halloween we recognize today. Now, let's fast forward to our modern Halloween celebrations. Picture this: a melting pot of cultures, each contributing to the evolution of Halloween in America. The Irish brought the jack-o'-lantern, an old Celtic tradition. The Scottish introduced guising, the precursor to our beloved trick-or-treating. And speaking of trick-or-treating, did you know it has its roots in the medieval practice of souling? Yes, indeed. Children and the poor would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for soul cakes. Today, Halloween has transformed into a community-centered holiday, a time for social gatherings, donning elaborate costumes and indulging in sweet treats. It's an occasion that transcends age, where the thrill of the scare is celebrated and creativity is let loose. From ancient Celtic traditions to a modern-day festival of fun, Halloween has traveled through time and across continents, always adapting and evolving but never forgetting its origins.